All right, folks. Andy with the Deplorable General here. I don't normally do videos on the fly like this, but I felt like this had to get out as quickly as I could get it out. You know, for years, I've heard people say, now is not the time. Now is not the time. Now is not the time. And, that's in reference to the time to fight back. Now's not the time to fight back. There's a court system in place that if you get arrested on false pretenses, you can go through that court system and hopefully all will be made right. It's called due process. And for the most part, I've agreed with now is not the time. There's times where I would have liked it to be the time, but that system still existed. It was still there. There was still a possibility to work within the system to obtain justice. Well, folks, here we have it. And this isn't the only time. So first of all, we have these federal agencies in Portland running around in masks and unmarked vehicles, basically kidnapping people off the streets. People that I don't necessarily agree with their tactics or methods, but I also value due process, and I think that that's very important. Due process is very important. I don't think having a federal agency swoop in and kidnap people off the streets is very liberty focused. But so we have that, and then just yesterday or a couple days ago, we have a young couple in Louisville, Kentucky, who didn't have any symptoms, went to the hospital to get tested because the wife was going to go see her parents, so wanted to get tested just to make sure. Test came back positive. Girl was told to sign COVID-19 self-isolation agreement or something like that. I don't know the verbiage of it. It's something along those lines. And she didn't like the verbiage of it. She didn't like what it said. She thought it sounded fishy. So she said, look, I will agree to self-quarantine, but I'm not signing your document. Okay? Everything sounds about right by now, right? But several days later, the husband answers the door to a health department person and a handful of sheriff's deputies there to place them under house arrest. The husband, the wife, and their little baby had these documents placing all of these people in this family under house arrest. Ankle bracelets and everything. Folks, that ain't how the system works. I don't care if they had the bubonic plague. I don't care. They're Americans. That ain't how the system works. Okay? We have a constitution for a reason. That constitution doesn't say all of these protections for the people hold true unless there's a pandemic, and then they don't. No, it's the law of the land. These are rights granted to us by our Creator, which means they cannot be taken away by man or any situation that man seeks to drum up. Man, people. And of course, this young couple, good law-abiding citizens, they've spoken to the media and whatnot, and supposedly a judge had ordered or approved this measure, but it doesn't matter. There's no trial. There's no due process. Just because some piece of garbage on a robe or in a robe on a stand says that something is going to be so, guess what? That judge is not their creator. That judge is not the one who implemented those rights that are protected by the United States Constitution, and that judge does not have the authority to come in and take them away. Does not. All right, folks? So here's what I'm saying. Now is the time, okay? If we don't start fighting back now, there won't be any other time. There won't be any other opportunity. This is it. This is the opportunity. This is the time. You know, I'm not calling for violence. I'm not saying that we should be the first to initiate force to, in response to their initiation of force. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, though, folks, if there's a bunch of people showing up to your door to put ankle bracelets on you because you are tested positive for COVID-19, which there's been thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of false positives for COVID-19. There's been a goat was swabbed and sent in and tested positive. Tests that never even swabbed anybody were sent in and tested positive. Somebody's hospital swabbed the parking lot. It tested positive. Okay? So we take away people's constitutional rights to due process based off this obviously proven flawed system. These tests that have shown to be flawed, if not intentionally flawed. Folks, I tell you what, if they try to show up to my door to put an ankle bracelet on me and my family, it's going down. It's going down. For my family. That's why. For my family. Because if I just sit there and take it like a good little slave,